got my arrows right here between the finger and thumb. And so, as opposed to the way that Slavic draw is typically shown, here's the way I'm doing it. I'm doing it without extending my forefinger all that far, because that can be a difficult thing with the odd feather, whether it's facing upward or if you've got it on the side and you gotta flip your forefinger over it. That can make it tricky, that can slow you down. So when I look back at the 3-finger pinch grip used by various indigenous tribes such as Comanches and so forth who used the left side, yeah, I tried it on both sides because so when I noticed the thumb applying pressure on one side and the forefinger on the other, it occurred to me, wait a sec, why would the pinch grip not be effective on the right side of the bow if it works well on the left? Because if you have the thumb on the left side, it would apply rightward pressure, with the forefinger on this side applying this side pressure. So what I ended up doing is, rather than lifting the forefinger up, having the fingers slide directly on and then just pull back like this, keeping a nice secure hold, a nice cradle, as Mac talks about in his videos.
As you can see that there is a cradle in my thumb and my middle finger. There's no place for the string to go except for right onto that knock. Boom. Then just switch it, make another little cradle. Boom.
Where you don't have to get your forefinger out of the way and extend it, which can risk dropping the arrows. And that's what's happened to me a bunch of times, is because I end up moving my forefinger and my thumb to cycle the next arrow into place, that's what's made me drop my arrows, and it has affected my grouping a lot. So as opposed to the 3-finger pinch grip where you would grab the arrow, put it right on the string and hold it like this. Bullseye. In this method, you put it on the right side, keep your thumb there, and you use essentially the same draw. No, those were not bullseyes, but they went towards the target. They went in the direction that I was pointing. So it's just a work in progress, and it's all about using the thumb on this side instead of the left. Unless, of course, you're using the variation of Slavic where you've got the forefinger extended and the thumb on this side. Because this variation of Slavic that I've seen used several times is you've got the arrow held right here. You slide it on, pull it back, lock, and see you've got the thumb on this side and the forefinger extended on the other. And when you do it like this, you're sliding the arrow directly against the bow, pulling it back, and shooting. Now that one there was a bullseye. So now I'm going to take these two arrows and use the middle finger to bring them in, and use the knock against the thumb and hold the thumb against the knock with the forefinger still curled. And that works really well. And see, I like this because you can hold the arrows against the last digit of your fingers and bring the middle finger in for this fulcrum. Use the thumb to feel the groove of the knock, and when you give your hand that slight twist, you tighten it, you got the other arrows fanned out right up against the bow, instead of flapping around. So when you draw and you put the arrow right up on the thumb and against the bow and you slide it forward, then the arrow has nowhere else to go except right onto the string. Especially once you've got your other fingers hooked the right way and you bring that hook right onto the string, then it has to go right into place. You lock and you draw in one motion. Now that part, I am still practicing, okay? That is some advice that I have gotten and have seen Barton give to some other YouTubers like Mac and also Charlie's Running Archery.
Anyway, so I got this from the book Saracen Archery. Put the middle finger right on the knot groove and grip on the sides here. Not pull back, lock. The locking knocks the arrow. So, no sooner as that thing goes forward, that's coming back again. Simultaneous.
He's very good. If he's watching this, I hope you appreciate the shout out. But yeah. So this, for now, feels like a really secure hold, and it allows me to hold on to the arrows and bring them in one by one without dropping them and affecting my grouping. So, this being the last one, got your other fingers curled in right here. Now, once you put it onto the string, or once you're ready to load, you can slide your thumb back just a little bit to feel the groove. Because if you have a shooting glove on where you have the three fingers covered, it's trickier to feel the groove. If you can, if it's a glove that's flexible enough where you can, then use the middle finger tip to feel the groove right here. But otherwise, what I typically do, because I'm holding the arrows in this form or fashion anyway, is use the thumb pad to feel the groove and then slide it straight back, so that way the second digits of the fingers are on the string. Ha! Now all three are in the center circle, and that was a good shot. And yes, this is pretty short range, but this is an experiment, so I'm not going for long range during an experimental shooting.